Welcome back, Caffeine Case Filers. Or, if you're new, welcome to Dark Roast Caffeine Case Files. I'm your host, Kate. Yes, as promised, this week I'm giving an update to the Vienna Rose Irwin case. If you missed it, you can go back and listen to catch up. Just a quick content warning. I will be talking about the death of a 2-year-old girl and the people and systems who failed her. Please take care while listening. If you need to skip this one, you can always come back and listen next week. It was a warm spring morning in Baltimore, Ontario. Small town, rolling fields. The kind of place where parents don't think twice about letting their kids run barefoot in the grass. On May 25th, 2023, 2-year-old Vienna Rose Irwin was doing just that, playing outside at her licensed daycare. Watch me grow. The sun was out. The birds were loud, and somewhere in that fenced yard, hidden beneath the weeds, was a plastic lid. A lid that led to a septic tank. By the end of the day, Vienna would be dead, and a family's nightmare would become a province's reckoning. This is not just a story about a terrible accident. This is a story about how systems that failed, about policies that didn't exist, and about a civil lawsuit that names 19 defendants. This is an updated, deep dive into the death of Vienna Rose Irwin, the chief coroner's recommendations released just months ago, and the fight for justice that is still, right now, unfolding in Ontario's courts. Let me take you back to that day, May 25th, 2023. Vienna's mother, Claire Irwin, dropped her off at the daycare that morning. Vienna was, by all accounts, a spark plug. She had big brown eyes, a laugh that filled a room, and a stubborn streak that her parents secretly adored. She was 2 years old. The daycare, Watch Me Grow, operated out of a home in a rural area. It was licensed by the province. It had passed inspections. Parents trusted it. The outdoor play area was fenced. There were toys, a small climbing structure, and underneath a patch of grass near the edge, a septic tank access point. The lid was plastic, flush with the ground. It had no lock, no secondary safety screen, no concrete cover. It was, in the words of one investigator, a trap door to a concrete tomb. At some point mid-morning, Vienna wandered away from the other children. The exact moment wasn't caught on camera. There were no cameras. The staff-to-child ratio? That's a matter of dispute. The daycare was operating during a pick-up and drop-off window, when ratios are sometimes reduced. A loophole the coroner would later target. When staff realized Vienna was missing, they searched the building, then the yard, then the surrounding property. But no one, not immediately, lifted that plastic lid. Why not? That's the question that haunts every parent listening right now. The answer is simple and devastating. There was no protocol, no written policy that said, if a child goes missing, you must check every confined space, including septic tanks. The staff weren't trained to think of a septic tank as a danger. It was out of sight, out of mind, until it was too late. 911 was called, but not right away. There was confusion. Who was in charge? Should they call the supervisor first? Those minutes, those lost, chaotic minutes, would later become evidence in a civil lawsuit. When first responders finally arrived, they searched fields, ditches, and nearby roads. It took hours, and when they found Vienna inside that cold, dark septic tank, she was already gone. In the days that followed, the community of Baltimore wrapped itself around the Irwin family. A GoFundMe raised over $130,000. A Change.org petition demanding justice gathered nearly 12,000 signatures. The daycare closed its doors permanently. But then came the news that no family ever wants to hear. The Ontario Provincial Police, or OPP, launched a full investigation. They interviewed staff, reviewed records, and consulted with the Crown Attorney's Office. And in December 2024, nearly 19 months after Vienna's death, the OPP announced their conclusion. No criminal charges would be laid. The OPP cited, quote, no reasonable prospect of conviction, end quote. That's a legal standard, not a moral one. It means that even if someone made a terrible mistake, the evidence didn't meet the high bar of criminal negligence or willful disregard for life. But to the Irwin family, that felt like a door slamming shut. In interviews, Vienna's father, Clay Irwin, said something that stuck with me. He said, quote, Vienna didn't wander off. She was failed by adults at every level, from the daycare to the licensing system, end quote. And that's when the family shifted their fight, from criminal court to civil court, from punishment to accountability, and from silence to a coroner's review that would change Ontario's childcare rules forever. In Ontario, when a child dies in a licensed setting, the office of the chief coroner can step in, not to assign blame, that's for the courts, but to prevent it from happening again. And in late 2025, the chief coroner released a 12-point document. It's dry, it's bureaucratic, and it is, without exaggeration, a life-saving blueprint. Let me walk you through each recommendation, because these are the rules that could have saved Vienna. And, if implemented, they could save the next child. Number 1. Septic tank access points cannot be present within a children's outdoor play area. Full stop. Not behind a bush, not hidden in the grass, nowhere. 2. If a septic tank is on the property but outside the play area, every access point must have a manufacturer secured lid and a properly installed secondary safety device, a lock, a safety screen, a safety net, or a safety star. The coroner even suggests involving qualified septic inspectors to assess safety. 3. Parents and caregivers must be offered a comprehensive tour of the childcare setting before enrollment. That tour must include all areas accessible to children and potential safety hazards like septic tanks must be highlighted with an explanation of how risks are mitigated. Think about that. Before Vienna's death, a parent could enroll their child without ever being told there was an unsecured septic lid in the yard. 4. Every licensed childcare operator must create and maintain emergency response policies, including when to call 911, no waiting, a specific protocol for a missing child, including searching septic tanks, designation of an acting supervisor when the regular supervisor is absent, and regular emergency drills. 5. The Ministry of Education and the College of Early Childhood Educators must review staff-to-child ratios across all age categories and consider eliminating the reduced ratios allowed during pickup and drop-off times, when children are most likely to wander. That last point is critical. Daycare operators have argued for years that they need flexibility during busy transition times. But the coroner is saying a child's safety shouldn't take a break while you're signing forms. 6. Create an advanced practice class of membership with the College of Early Childhood Educators, a higher certification for supervisors that includes enhanced training in risk assessment. 7 and 8. Public health units and municipalities must work together to inspect childcare settings for all safety hazards, including septic access points, and create a formal complaint process for neighbors, parents, or staff to report unsafe conditions. Right now, if you see a daycare with a loose septic lid, who do you call? The ministry, public health, the municipality. The coroner says all of them, and there needs to be a clear system. 9. Industry associations, OASIS, the Ontario On-Site Wastewater Association, the Concrete Precasters Association, must develop practices for installation and pumping, including standard inspection checklists, secure closures, written communication of safety concerns to property owners, and mandatory reporting of serious risks to building officials. 10. A public awareness campaign, potentially using Septic Awareness Week, to remind homeowners and businesses to check their lids, just like smoke alarms. Imagine a world where every fall during Septic Awareness Week, you get a notification on your phone. Quote, check your septic lid. Is it locked? Is the secondary device intact? End quote. That's the future the coroner wants. 11. A new licensing regime for septic pumpers and haulers. Right now in Ontario, almost anyone with a truck can pump septic tanks. There are no mandatory professional standards. The coroner says training, safety standards, accountability, complaint mechanisms, a real license. 12. Share the entire coroner's report with every licensed child care operator and require them to share it with every employee. No excuses, no, I didn't know. These 12 recommendations are extraordinary. Not because they're complicated. Most of them are common sense, but because they represent the first time in Ontario's history that septic tank safety has been treated as a child care licensing issue. And they exist because of Vienna. But the coroner's report doesn't name names. It doesn't assign blame. It's not its job. So where does a family go when they want someone to answer for their child's death? They go to civil court. Last year, and I want to be very precise here, Claire and Clay Irwin filed a civil lawsuit. I have reviewed court records. I have spoken to legal sources who are close to the case, but not authorized to speak on the record. And here is what I can tell you. The lawsuit names 19 defendants. 19 individuals or entities. That includes the daycare operator, the property owner, and likely the septic system installer, the septic pumper who last serviced the tank, and possibly others involved in the design, maintenance, or inspection of the property. Why 19? Because in civil law, you can sue everyone who might have contributed to the harm. Then the court, or a settlement negotiation, sorts out who is actually responsible. The legal term is joint and several liability. But what it means for the Irwin family is they want every single person or organization that had a hand in that property's safety to answer questions under oath. Let me be clear about what this lawsuit is and isn't. It is not a criminal case. The OPP already closed that door. No one is going to jail. But a civil lawsuit has a lower standard of proof. Criminal court requires beyond a reasonable doubt. Civil court requires on a balance of probabilities, more likely than not. That's why families often turn to civil suits when criminal charges don't stick. The family is seeking damages. The exact dollar amount hasn't been made public, but in cases like this, damages can cover funeral costs, loss of future income, and most importantly, pain and suffering, both for Vienna and for her parents. Now, I know you're listening because you want to know what's happening right now, so here's the honest truth. As of the recording of this episode, there is no new public updates on the lawsuit. No trial date, no rulings, no settlements. The defendants have likely filed statements of defense. There may be motions or discovery happening behind the scenes, but those documents are not yet public. But here is what I promised to you. I am consistently checking the status of this lawsuit. I have alerts set up on Ontario's court records system. I check the dockets every 2 weeks. The moment there is any update, a hearing date, a ruling on a motion, a settlement announcement, or even a cancellation, I will personally record a follow-up episode or a brief audio update and release it immediately. You can tune in to this podcast on your favorite app and turn on notifications for updates. I will not let this story go cold because Vienna's family deserves that we don't look away. You might be asking yourself, why weren't these coroner recommendations already in place? Why did it take a child's death to make a septic tank safety a priority? The answer is uncomfortable, and it has 3 parts. First, silos. The Ministry of Education licenses daycares, public health inspects septic systems, municipal building departments enforce codes. None of them talked to each other. No single agency owned the problem of a daycare with a septic tank. Second, out of sight, out of mind. Septic tanks are buried. They smell bad. No one wants to think about them. Unlike a broken swing or a loose railing, a septic lid isn't checked daily. It might be opened once every 3 to 5 years when a pumper comes to empty it. Third, no professional standards for pumpers. This is the one that shocked me. In Ontario, you don't need a license to pump septic tanks. You don't need formal training. You just need a truck and a hose. That means a pumper could remove a lid, forget to screw it back properly, and face 0 consequences, unless someone gets hurt. And even then, proving negligence is hard. The coroner's recommendation number 11, licensing for pumpers, would change that. It would create mandatory training, safety standards, and a complaint mechanism. But that's years away, if it happens at all. So where do we stand today? The Ministry of Education issued a memo in December 2025, acknowledging the coroner's review and stating support in principle, but in principle is not law. Here's the timeline. Consultations on regulatory changes to the Child Care and Early Years Act are expected in 2026. The earliest new rules could take effect is 2027. That's still a year from now. And there are gaps. Who enforces these rules? Ministry inspectors? Public health? Municipal building officials? Unclear. Will existing daycares have to retrofit old septic systems? That could cost thousands of dollars. Will the province provide funding? Unknown. What about unlicensed home daycares? They're a blind spot. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to ask you to do these 3 things. 1. Share this episode. Send it to your MPP. Send it to your child care provider. Ask them, where's your septic tank? Show me the secondary safety device. When was it last inspected by a qualified professional? 2. If you have a septic tank on your own property, or you know someone who does, check the lid. Is it screwed down? Is there a secondary lock or net? Don't wait for Septic Awareness Week. 3. Subscribe to this podcast so you get the update when the Irwin family's civil lawsuit moves forward. I will be watching. I will report. Vienna Rose Irwin would have turned 5 this year. She would be learning to write her name, chasing butterflies, and making her parents laugh until milk comes out of their noses. Instead, her name is attached to a coroner's report and a civil lawsuit with 19 defendants. This is a tragedy, but her family has vowed that no other parent will get that phone call. Rest easy, little one. We'll keep fighting. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the feed the moment there's an update. Next week, I will be starting one of 4 episodes for June's National Indigenous History Month, where each week I will have a story in honor of that month. As always, please take care of yourself after listening to this episode. Do something grounding, call a friend, pet a dog, sit in the sunlight. The darkness in these stories is real, but so is the light in the world. Don't forget to find it. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Dark Roast Caffeine Keys Files. You can find me on YouTube, Substack, Instagram, and Facebook. You can listen to these episodes on your favorite podcast streaming services. Stay tuned for more coffee and more crime. Bye now.